Good afternoon. I'm Scott Campshafer, and I'm a clinical social worker here in Austin, Texas. And this is my first Facebook Live in a while, and I wanted to talk to you all about 5 things you can do to fight fatigue. And especially after the holidays, New Year's, where there's been all this celebration and festivity and eating a lot of food for many folks, fatigue can be something that can set in and can be a real problem for people, especially if you have the holiday blues or post-holiday depression. You may not want to get out of bed, and it may be a new year, but you may be like, well, I don't know how I'm supposed to be in the swing of things, considering, I'm so tired and I don't have any energy and I don't want to do anything. And this can unfortunately become a vicious cycle for a lot of people. So, what I thought it would be good for me to do today is to share with you all at least 5 suggestions that I have for overcoming fatigue in your life. Now, the first thing that I think it's important to be able to work with when you're trying to overcome fatigue is this concept of opposite action. And opposite action has to do with when you're feeling tired, you say things to yourself like, "Oh, I can't do it. It's too much. I don't have the energy." But the idea is to go against those thoughts and do the opposite of what they tell you to do. Whereas, one line of thinking would be to just stay in bed. So the opposite thought and the opposite action, moreover, is to get out of bed and to do something and to get active versus just stay sedentary and stay in bed and stay inert, like a rock. The second thing I think it's important to do to deal with fatigue, to make sure that you don't have some underlying condition other than some mental health issue that's contributing to the fatigue, like depression or something like that, is to check with your doctor. Because if this goes on for more than a week or two, you need to go to the doctor so he can ask you the right questions to make sure that this fatigue doesn't have some physical basis and isn't the symptom of something like chronic fatigue syndrome, for example, or another biological condition that could be contributing to the fatigue. So if that's the case, then it can get taken care of, and then you don't necessarily need to come to a counselor like me to help you with overcoming your fatigue. You can do what your doctor tells you to do first. And then the third thing to do is to force yourself to do things. And let's say you use the opposite action, you go to the doctor and he gives you a clean bill of health that says, you may have some depression that goes with the fatigue, is to start forcing yourself to do the things that you otherwise wouldn't be doing, like, going outside and associating with other people or taking care of chores. And so it doesn't necessarily require a particular amount of self-talk, but it does require you just to do it, like the Nike ad and slogan has told us for many years, to just go ahead and do the thing that you need to do and not worry about anything else. And then the fourth suggestion for overcoming fatigue is to decrease the use of substances that can contribute to fatigue. And I'm talking particularly about depressants like alcohol, cannabis, marijuana, anything that slows down your nervous system. I'm not saying to start doing, stimulants any more than you normally do, but some of those can actually come back to haunt you in terms of depleting your energy. But the less you're weighing your system, your body, and your mind down with the use of substances, the more energy you'll have to do the things that you need to do. So decrease the use of substances to help fatigue as well. And then getting regular exercise is a very important part of overcoming fatigue. The idea here is that energy begets energy, and that every minute and ounce of energy you put into exercise, you'll get more energy later on in the form of the ability and the momentum to do other things. There was a famous health guru a number of years ago, Gary Null, who talked about this idea that energy begets energy. And that's the principle that getting regular exercise helps with as far as the fatigue factor is concerned. Now, if you do all these things and you're still running into problems and your mood is in the crapper and your fatigue level continues to stay where it is and you're not getting out of bed to do things you normally would do, then that's when it's good to call a mental health professional like me or somebody else who may be in your area. If you're in the Austin, Texas area, Central Texas area, you're welcome to call me at the number that I have listed on my website, 512-374-0100, or to email me at my website, scottcampshafer.lcsw.com, to find out if I can help you with overcoming fatigue and any associated depression or something else that may be contributing to it. Because, as you start a new year, as you start any new endeavor, the last thing that you need is to have your life and yourself being, pushed down by fatigue and any related depression or other mood disorder that might go with it. So I appreciate everybody for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and I wish you the best of mental health and a great year to come. So thanks again. Bye.